Hello and welcome to our multi-story house design in ArchiCAD. My name is Zangi Muemi from codebuild.co.ke and I'll be taking you through the tutorial. This is the part 3 of the tutorial where I will show you how to create the stairs. The stairs connecting the ground floor and the first floor. And the next thing that I'll show you is how to create railings to block this part so that someone does not fall down when they are walking on this passage up here. And the next part, step 3, will be to create the roof that will be house shading or covering the house. So if you are ready with all your tools, let's get started. So I want to go back to the ground floor by right click on ground floor here. Then down here, this is where we want to place our stairs. Just to be very sure, I want to use some lines to designate where the stairs will reach. So let me do some sketching. This is the midpoint, and I want to see the dimensions. That is 2500. So what I'll do is I'll do a 1200. I'll do a 1200 thick stair on this point upwards. So I'll do 1200 and I'll do 1200 from this point. Note that I am using millimeters in all my workings, and also I want to have a landing, so don't worry, I will show you what I am doing. So let me delete these lines. I want to use them as guides. I will extend this to this point. My landing will be from this point and I want it to be 1200, and so I'll connect from that point. And now I erase these lines. So that's it. That's basically how I want it to look. I want it to move to go up to this point. So let me just connect this, then we can be able to proceed to the next step. So after deciding where you want to place your stairs, step number 1 will be to activate the stair tool. So I'll go to design tools, and I'll click on where is stair, this one. Click on stair. Then there are some options here. The input method I will use as default. Then the next input method is asking us to place a left railing. So I want to have a railing on both sides. On the left, so I'll check this, and on the right I'll check this other one. I'll leave the baseline as it is, and I'll prefer the automatic landing compared to these other turning types, and I will have this width as 1200. Let me open the settings dialog by double clicking on this icon here, and this is the stair default settings. So go to geometry and positioning and choose this width as 1200 millimeters, and the number of the risers the risers I will have minimum 15, and I will have this as it's okay as 200, just as it is. These are the settings, we've already done them. Then I'll close. I want everything to be as it is. I'll close that and I'll click on OK. Then I'll start here. I'll click on that point. Then I will have sorry, let me just click. I want to have this, the first one, selected. So I'll click, come up here and change to this. Make sure the first one is selected as flight. Then go up to this point, the last point of the flight. Click on this point. When you are there, and us to turn towards that side on the right, and select the second option for landing, and draw up to this point, turn upwards and select flight. Then the next point will be here. So I want to make sure it's very correct. So this is it. I'll double click on that point. So our stairs has been created. I double clicked. Yeah, it's been created. We can go to you can see it on the plan as it is. So if we go to the 3D window up here, it's updating, and now we are able to see the type of the stairs that we've created. And you can see it's a nice one. If you want to change anything, you can do it by selecting. I'll click on it to select it. When it's selected, it's highlighted green, and come here, click on the drop down, and one I want to use sorry, these are not the settings that I am looking for. So let me go to the settings dialog, see if there is anything that I want to change under structure. You have monolithic flight, you have a monolithic landing, there is the finishes, floor plan display. I think as at now, let us use these settings as they are in this tutorial. So I'll click OK to update. Now click outside, then I will use orbit option. Orbit is that one, and I'll be able to now rotate my model. I want to do some adjustments to my slabs, so I'll select the slabs, the ground floor one and the first floor slab. Go to the settings dialog. I want it to appear as 150. Then I will enable the top surface and choose fine grained vertical. Click OK, and you can see the settings have been reflected. I think this is the surface that I wanted to choose, so I can go back to selecting again. So select this and this other one here. Go back to the settings dialog. I want this to be mahogany. Okay, looks better for me. You are free to choose any material surfaces that you think will suit your design well, and that will be okay with you, and we can proceed after you have done that. The next thing is I'll put some beams at this point and up here, also some beams below here to support our structure. So I will go to ground floor. After going to ground floor, I'll go to design option, design tools, and I will activate the beam tool. Then I will go to the settings dialog. For the beam, I want the depth of the beam to be 300 millimeters. This is the type of the cross section, and the width is 200 millimeters. Change that, leave everything as it is, and click on OK. I want us to draw the beams here. So from that point, use this. Then I'll draw it up to this point here, the center. Double click. That's done. Then from here, to this point, click, turn it. While zooming using the mouse, scroll, and this is the last point. I'll double click on it to place that beam. So let's go back to 3D and see how it appears. This is what we've created. Then I'll do the same thing to this first floor. So up here, go to story number 1, and then I'll draw the beams from this point. Click on that, and this one goes up to here, the center. Double click to finish. I'll draw another beam here. Let's see. From this point through this point. Double click to finish. That's it. That's how our building looks. It's a very nice progress, It's a very nice progress for us. And so after we've done our stairs, our next step was to create, or rather put in place, the railings at this point in the balconies. I'll call it a balcony, but just for the purpose of the railing is to have some safety, so that when someone is using this space up there, they will not fall down, because the railings will protect them. So those railings should appear in the first floor. So we go back to the first floor and design. Upon design, I will choose a design tool as known as the railing, and the railing and node associativity, which is this option here. I will choose static, and segment associativity I will choose static also. I'll leave everything as it is, or rather I'll go to, let me check something, whether there is anything I can change here. This is static. That's what we have for the segments. I think as at now we'll be good to go with the default settings. Then when we get the basics, we can come back and discuss the advanced settings. So let's click OK and draw our rail from this point through that point, and I will have the first one finish at this point, so that we'll have where we are landing from the stairs is open. So use the shift, I will draw up to this point and double click to finish. That's the first one, and then the last one is from here, this point. I will click with the railings selected. I'll come to this point, the last point here, click, and I'll finish at this point by double clicking, and then the railings have been placed. Just as simple as that. So let's go to the 3D window and we can preview the work that we've been doing. You can see now the railings are in place. We have this part is open, so when you are coming in, you have this open, this is closed so that you don't fall down. And for me, I think it's a nice design. It's a basic one, and you are free to experiment with everything and see what you can make with the advanced settings. So now we are through with step number 2, which was doing the railings. The step number 3 is doing our roof. So I'll go back to story number 1, and I want to activate the roof design tool by going to design tools, then I'll select roof. Rather, we can use these tools that are available here. There is this icon for the roof tool. Make sure it is selected, and then go to the settings dialog by clicking on this icon. Want us to change, let us leave this profile as complex as it is, and then change the roof pitch to 30 degrees, and I want to use this finishing. Down here under model and display offset 800, I'll leave that as it is, and model I will activate, let me just say okay, then go and draw the roof from the plan. Then we'll go to 3D window and preview, and come back and do some settings, some customizations. So let me use rectangular method. What do you think? I think the first one is okay. So now we can draw our roof. I'll pick this point and come down here and pick this point. I'll pick this point also. This is the next point. Then after that, we close from this node. So our roof has been placed. It's now in position. So from our preview in 3D, let's see what we've done with our roof. This is it. This is our house. It's taking shape. It's looking different, and I think it's looking better from how we started. So let's do a few changes. Let's hold down the shift button, click on the roof to select it, and go to the settings dialog up here, and under these options there is option for model, override surfaces. I want to activate that surface, this one and that one. This will remain the same. I'll put this as a glossy white paint and click OK. See what happens. It's a nice finish. It's a nice finish for us. So you can leave it the way it is, but if you want to do more customizations to the roof, you'll be free to do that. I can choose to have this as a gable end, and this other one as a gable end, and this point to have a hipped roof. So let's go to the floor plan again, and I will select the roof. Click on this node and select the first option, which is stretch horizontal range. Then I'll stretch it to this point. Let's see what happens. I'll stretch it up to there. I'll do the same to this point. Select this node. Make sure the first option of stretching horizontal range is selected, then stretch it to that point. We can go back to 3D, and this is it, starting to look nice. Sorry, a bit. That's it. I'm going to move this by, so click here, select this offset range, offset it by 500, go to the other side and offset it by the same distance, 500. That's millimeters. Okay, then go back here to the preview. Now select this roof, this wall, and extend the height of that wall by, let's say, 3 meters. Now select this roof, now trim elements to roof, trim, go to the other side, and repeat the same procedure. Select the wall, extend the wall height by 3 meters, click on OK, select the roof and trim elements to roof. OK. The next thing is to fill these spaces that are left there. So draw some walls in the floor plan. Then we go back to 3D and edit them. So select the wall tool, draw a wall from this point, click, escape. I want it to be at the midpoint, so I want it to start at this point. So click on this, push it up to there, then on the other side do the same. Now select this wall, go to the other side, select this wall, go to the settings dialog. You have the wall selection settings. I'll put the height here. To start, the wall is starting at 2800 and extending upwards by 1200 millimeter. Hope that is okay. And I'll select the roof and the wall. Sorry, shift, not been able to select this wall. Select the wall. Something is not working. Let me see. Select that wall and select this roof and trim elements to roof. Do the same with the other side. select this wall, select the wall and the roof, and trim elements to roof. Now I think for now the design is starting to look good. I want us to change this part to an hip. Let's go back to ground floor, or rather the first floor, and then want to use, let's take a line from this point, line tool, and draw a line. Gonna move it by 950, I hope, rather 1 meter. Let me do 950 millimeter. Okay, then select the roof, right click, and down here select the option split into single plane roofs, split anyway, select the roof again, and use on your keyboard the shortcut Control plus Shift plus G, that is Control Shift G, which is for that's for ungrouping. So I'll use I'll use this. I'll select the roof, go to edit, then grouping, then ungroup everything. That's okay. Then want to create a node here, add a node here. So I'll click on this point, click at this point, then select the option number 1 here, set a new node, click again, and then for this, now that the option for inserting a new node is selected, I will just double click. Then I'll come to this point and click on this node and move it to that point. Then I'll delete this line. Now we can go to the 3D window and preview the changes that we've made to our design. So let's go to 3D. So you can see this cool feature that we've included here. That is what I was doing in the ground floor. So please go ahead and experiment and let me know how you will find it. Please make sure to leave your feedback in the comments section. So we've done most of the work that we needed to do for the part 3 of the tutorial, and before we end the video, let us add some mesh in the ground floor. So let's go to the ground floor and add some mesh. The mesh will represent the ground. I'll go to design tools. I'll select mesh. I want to use rectangular method. I'll select from this point to that point and create a mesh. Then I'll select the mesh, go to the settings dialog, and I want the top surface to be grass and these other surfaces to show brown earth. I think all this is okay. Put in a site and landscape layer and click OK. So when we go to the 3D, you can see with the mesh we are now able to get a clear visualization of the project that we are creating. Now for some of you, you might think, oh, these grid lines that we have, this numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, when they appear in 3D, they are making our model to look like it's stuffed with a lot of content. And maybe if you don't want to see them, you can go to ground floor, back to ground floor, and here under more you can choose design element, or rather the grid element tool, and then using Ctrl A on your keyboard you will be able to select all grid lines. Then go to the settings dialog. Under settings dialog, waiting for mine to respond, we have on the floor plan, we have a section and elevation, we have the naming rules, and below there we have the marker settings, and we have 3D view. So if you don't want it to appear in 3D, you uncheck this button. If you uncheck this and click OK, and you go back to 3D, you notice now the grid lines have vanished. I'm not very sure whether we need a slab below this floor, below the stairs. Let me see how it will look like if I remove it. Not very sure about it, but depending on your construction methods, you can be able to tell whether it's something that is required for your design or not. If you want to change it, you can just offset this part to this point, and if you go back to the preview, that's how our design looks. I think we have exhausted all the things that we are supposed to discuss for this part 3 of the multi-story house design in ArchiCAD. It's been a long video. I hope you've learned something from the video. I hope this video is going to help you to work on your projects better. Please leave your feedback in the comment section. Let me know if the video has been helpful. I am also asking for suggestions on the things that you want to learn to do using ArchiCAD. So please leave a comment. Let me know what you want to learn next, and I'll be ready to reply to your comments and prepare more tutorials for you. Thanks for watching. Please consider to subscribe to this YouTube channel to support my work. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.